Hey guys, welcome back to Chariot Palmistry. My name is Sulabh Jain, and in this video we are going to be talking about the energy of the month of December. I'll be giving you guys some of my stock predictions and stock market predictions as well. But first, let's sort of step back over what's going to be happening over this month and talk a little bit about the energy I think that will be taking place over most of next year. You see, for most of 2021, people have been relatively optimistic, albeit in a cautious way, thinking that life's going to be getting back to normal and everyone's going to be happy again. However, with this new strain of COVID coming out of South Africa, everyone's starting to get pessimistic again, and we noticed this sea change taking place literally over the month of November. One of my predictions, as you guys know for a while, is that we're in a 3-year cycle where 2020 is a horrible year, 2021 is an optimistic year, then 2022, the year coming, is going to start to bring about pessimism once again. And we're just at the tip of that iceberg right now. And what's going to be happening over most of December is that pessimism will start to amplify. So right now it's like 50% optimistic, 50% pessimistic. I think by the end of this year, the pessimism will start to come back once more. And it's not just because of COVID, there's going to be other factors taking place here, including the potential for a whole new conflict. So before we start to talk about all that energy and how that's going, let's take a step back and have a look at my November predictions to see how we fared over that month. And it was a bit of a mixed bag, because one of my predictions was that there'd be a stock market fall, which actually did end up taking place. And it was almost on the day that the WHO released information about this new South African strain that the market started turning bearish. I was also predicting an Ethereum price rise, and luckily that ended up happening. The whole crypto market's been a little funny over this month because Bitcoin took a real hammering that brought a lot of tokens down with it. Ethereum, thankfully, was up by about 10% over that period from mid-November. The XRP token, that prediction didn't come out right. In fact, XRP went the way of Bitcoin and it just kept going down. And my predictions on gold and silver price fall until mid-November and a gold and silver price rise until the end of November was completely wrong. It actually ended up going the opposite way. There was a price rise until the middle of November and then it fell after that point. So I'm giving myself a cross on both of those predictions. So for those of you keeping track, that puts my track record at about 41 correct predictions out of 51 so far this year. Another prediction that I did make was that there would be a job promotion taking place for Kamala Harris in the month of November. And it kind of happened for a very small window of time. Just a little over 1 hour, Kamala Harris was temporary president of the US as Joe Biden was having a medical procedure done. Now, you guys know that my prediction is she will eventually become president, I think before the end of Biden's first term. So right now, we're going to be somewhat neutral on Kamala Harris, but keep an eye on her in the headlines, especially over March and April of next year. I'm predicting an injury to the head of Joe Biden at that time. I wouldn't be surprised if she steps up and takes over at that point. So that's most of the energy that was taking place over November. Let's talk about December now. So one of the predictions I'm going to come out and make is I think there's going to be a new armed conflict taking place in the region between Pakistan and the Middle East. And the timing I'm going to put on this is between December, right now, over till about the end of February. So over these 3 months, we're going to notice a lot of tension in that region, and it's actually going to escalate into a shooting contest between two belligerents. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Now, having said that, let's jump into some actual market predictions over the month of December. And one of the things I want to say about the month of December is that it's actually going to be pretty hard to make predictions about what's going to be taking place this month. Because we're going through this sea change of the optimism of this year going down and the pessimism of next year coming up. So we're kind of in the middle of that change right now. Having said that, here are a couple of my predictions. My first prediction is that there's going to be a US dollar fall over at least the first 2 weeks of this month. I'm also predicting an oil price rise starting to take place from the second week of December onwards. That loosely ties into like the previous two predictions about the armed conflict and in the Middle East, that will naturally push up the price of oil and also the falling dollar. And then there'll be a gold and silver price rise taking place from the middle of December onwards. And I know I completely messed up that prediction over November, but I'm going to make these ones again right now. I'm also predicting a Bitcoin price rise taking place over most of this month, an Ethereum price rise, and a Cardano price rise too. And for those of you guys who are members on my channel, you'll know the exact dates that I'm looking at for these cryptocurrencies to peak and also collapse of the month of December. Now, if you guys do want to become members on this channel and support us with only a few dollars a month, you'll get more specific videos with dates on where I think these things are happening. But that is my list of predictions over the month of December, guys. If you do have any questions on this, put them in the comment section below. Thanks a lot.